Hey guys, I'm back. So I went to a little small business, little small store here in Ottawa. It's on Main Street, 206 Main Street, I believe is the address. It is called Singing Pebble. It's a, what do they call it? Metaphysical store, I believe. So it's got all kinds of books in there, kids books too, crystals, kind of have a little bit of everything. So they have stuff in there for like Buddhism, if that's what you do. They have like a small little section for like witchcraft and, you know, oracle decks and tarot cards and stuff like that. They have some really, really nice incense there. I actually really love their incense there. They have, you know, like some jewelry, and they have kind of a little bit of everything. It's just a small little shop. So I kind of go there if I can't make it to my sister's store out in Gatineau. So I hadn't been there in a little while. So, you know, I just wanted to go in and check it out. So, and I picked up a few things. So I'm going to be showing you. I picked up this lovely incense. This company for their incense is amazing. I really, really, really love their incense. This one is Orange Blossom. My husband loves burning incense. So as soon as he's seen it, asked me to open it so he can burn one downstairs. It smells amazing. It's very citrusy and like kind of springy, summery scent. It smells really nice. I really, really like it. So we got that. And I also got a couple of crystals that I don't have, but I will go through them because I just want to kind of read you kind of yeah, it's a new language. It's a new English word. A little bit of a rough kind of information on each of them. And I got this book. It's a grimoire, a personal and magical record of spells, rituals, and divinations. I have a grimoire book down here, but it's like, hold on, I'll just pull it out for you. Now that I have my lovely little desk light here, see this? Oh, I forgot I unplugged it. It's also a phone charger, so I didn't have a light in my room other than my big overhead bedroom light. And I've been trying to get back into reading at night because before I moved here, when I lived in the West, I never had a TV in my bedroom. I would read before I went to bed. So when I moved here, shortly after I moved here, I got a new TV for the living room, and the TV that we had in the living room that was still relatively new, we put up here in our bedroom. And so I've had a TV in my bedroom for the last almost 7 years. It just like went kaput like 2 weeks before Christmas. So I don't have a TV in my bedroom anymore. I have my laptop in my bedroom. So I watch shows on that, but then I was like, I really need to like kind of get back into the routine of reading at night before bed. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do now, because I just bought my lovely little light here, which is a phone charger at the same time. It's got different settings, but it also has like a mood light, I think is what they call it, and it like changes colors like red, purple, things like that. But It was just the idea of, I like that it was a light and it was a phone charger, because I only have the one extension cord. So I can only have one thing plugged in at a time right now until I get a new extension cord. So this way, this is plugged in all the time, unless I'm filming or unless I'm charging my laptop. So, and this does both. It's a light for me to read, and it also charges my phone. So we're good. So now I can start reading more. But this book here, I really love this company. Or like this series of books, I guess. The Modern Witchcraft Grimoire, your complete guide to creating your own Book of Shadows. So this one is literally filled information from beginning to end, right? As you can see here. And it basically helps teach you with, you know, creating your own Book of Shadows and your own grimoire and stuff like that. This one is different. So this one I thought I was going to use. This will be like my starter of starting to get into the practice of writing my grimoire and Book of Shadows. So this one, it only has 2 chapters. So chapter 1 is your book blessing, wisdom of your path, sky magic, festivals and celebrations, colors, deities, and animals. So colors meaning like for candles and stuff like that, right? Common magic tools, stones and crystals, herb and plant correspondences, divination, spells, and then rituals. And then part 2 is create your grimoire. So it gives you like your introduction here. And then this is like your part 1. So there's like your book blessing. It gives you everything you need for your book blessing. And then it, excuse me, goes in through, you know, everything else. Colors, deities, and animals. It even goes in for like the divination part of it. Sorry, I'm just trying to grab it here. Common magical tools. So like there's animals. And then it talks about the suits, you know, the cup. And then, so these are your tools. So like your cup, the pentacle, the altar, stones and crystals, gives you some information of some crystals and stones and stuff to kind of start out. Herb and plant correspondences goes into that. You know, how to use, and then it goes into divination. And the divination, actually, what kind of caught my eye that I liked, obviously it's talking about tarot here. It goes into the major arcana, so it kind of gives you like keywords for the major arcanas. And believe it or not, there's actually a few tarot books that I've looked at where they don't, like they give you keywords, but like if you're new, they can kind of seem a little confusing. So this one is pretty, like pretty simple. Like it wasn't too much where it was overwhelming. Like the Fool, which is new beginnings, innocence, surprise. The High Priestess, which is intuition, secrets, mysteries. The Empress, fertility, futation, fulfillment. But it's very simple, which what I like. And then it's the minor arcana. So it gives you each of the minor arcanas, which is the pentacles, the swords, wands, cups, which pentacles is earth, which is your finance and material issues. Swords is air, which is intellect and clarity. It's also like communication and things like that. Wands is fire. It's the element of fire. action, business, activity. Cups is water, which water is emotions and relationships and stuff like that. And then it has a little blurb here of the cards all have reverse meanings as well. If a card shows up upside down, you can take this to mean the reverse of the card's meaning, or that you should pay specific attention to the card. So like if it's like a happy positive card, if it's if you do reversals, some tarot readers don't read reversals and some do. If you do reversals, it would mean the opposite, basically. So instead of it being a positive card, it could be more of a negative kind of reading. Then it talks about pendulum, scurrying, and then how to record a divination. So this is like if you're keeping a book for your readings. So when you first start out doing tarot and reading, generally when we first start out, we start out reading for like ourselves, right? So you would want to keep a journal or like a book of shadows or a grimoire, something of your reading. So if you do a card pull every day, you would record what the question, oh, excuse me, what the question was that you asked, and what card popped up, what your intuition and your insights of the meaning of the card and what you see, and then what, you know, the book says, so to speak, for that card, you know, so you can kind of see where your intuition and your interpretation of the card is, as well as like what's in your book, right? And then so you would do that, so that way you get more familiarized with the card, with the tarot cards and the deck, and that's for tarot, that's for oracle cards, that's for any divination tool that you're using. If it's a pendulum, if it's runes, any kind of divination work that you're doing, you want to kind of log it down, right? The other reason that it's good to do is if you have a card that kind of keeps repeating itself, you know, periodically throughout your card pulls, you can kind of go back and be like, oh yeah, see, last month I got the same card, or, you know, I got that card 2 weeks ago. Like, do you know what I mean? It's happened to me a few times where like I literally pulled a magician like twice a week, you know, because I do card pulls every morning, right? I might miss maybe a day here or a day there, but generally I do it. Those ones I don't write in my book because I'm part of a group. So I actually post them in our private group, and then I post my interpretation of the cards on there. The only time I write down any readings is if I'm doing readings for outside my home, which I have done a few readings for people outside of my home. I will write those readings down, because after I write them down, I send the readings out, because I mean, obviously nobody's meeting in person right now. So I send those readings out along with pictures of the cards and, you know, things like that. So those are the only readings that I actually document and write down myself. So it kind of goes through and teaches you how to record it, you know, because you may not know what you're supposed to write down. So you, this one, you know, obviously the date and the time, the moon phase and sign, if you know it, and any other pertinent astrological information, the location of the reading, the weather, your health, who is the divination for, what is the guidance for, is there a specific question asked, system of divination used with specific details. layout, draw, or spread use, symbols and key positions, what cards, runes, or patterns emerged as important, your initial interpretation of the spread, what is the overall answer to the question asked, details you wish to remember, feedback. This allows you to note down any response you received from the current, which is the person that you're reading for, both at the time of the reading and later, and at a later date. Interpretation after research / reflection, resource notes associated with symbols, later notes. It's always good to kind of go back, you know, if you are writing down. I apologize if it seems a little loud. I have my bedroom window open so you can hear all the kids outside running around. It's always good to kind of go back and read your readings. I do it myself. Like, I kind of go back on our private group page that we have, and I'll kind of look at, you know, and be like, oh my God, yeah, you know, that did happen, or, you know, yeah, that did kind of lead into this, or, so it's always good to have that record so you can kind of go back and kind of read it and see, you know what I mean? And then it has a little blurb here. If it makes things quicker, you can snap a photo of your card spread or layout and either print it out to attach to your record later or refer to it to write down specifics. So generally in the morning, that's what I do. I do my reading. Well, I always cleanse myself and my space. I do my reading, and then I take a picture of each card individually and the rune individually, and then I take a picture of them as a whole, like together. And then usually on my break at work, I'll pull up the images, and then I kind of write my little information on it, and then I post it to our private page, our private group, just because, like, I'm trying to get ready in the morning for work and stuff, right? So, and then it's got some spells, the basic steps to a spell, love spell, what to do, protection spell, kind of what things that you would need for that. And then it shows you how to record a spell. So, and they kind of leave it open so that you know. So it has like, one, obviously plan the spell. So object, goal, and purpose of the spell, keywords, ideas, supplies or symbols to use, tools, central symbolic action, and then write out the spell, include statement of intent, and then 3, perform the spell, record the spell, date, time, place, additional desired information, weather, moon phase / sign, and so on, immediate report, how it felt, how it went, and so on, and then any changes. Add notes regarding changes or future ideas. So sometimes you perform a spell and you know, you do it, and then after the math you think, oh, well, maybe I should have did this, or maybe I should have waited and did it at this time. Like, do you know what I mean? But sometimes it's just kind of like you're in that mindset and you really want to, you know, do that spell right then and there. And then it says leave space for notes when reviewing the spell. So you'd want to leave, you know, a space at the bottom of your Book of Shadows or your grimoire for the effects of the spell. Like, how did the spell affect you later? Like, did it work? Did whatever you manifest actually manifest? That kind of thing. And then there's like rituals. So new moon ritual tells you what you need, you know, stuff like that. And then it's how to record a ritual. So then it gives you how to record a ritual. So these are all like ideas of what you could put in your grimoire or Book of Shadows. The object, goal, purpose, keywords, ideas, supplies, symbols to use, tools, central action, write out the ritual, statement of intent, invocation / ritual elements, which is like if you're invoking any deity that you may be working with, what you said to invoke that deity. Ritual elements, which is like calling in your 4 quarters or the directions or the elements. Everybody kind of calls them different. I've heard some people refer to them as the watchtowers. So kind of what you said to invoke them and bring their energy in to your ritual. And then record action taken. So date, time, place, other people involved. So if you have other people joining the ritual, you would write their names down, the time and the date, where it took place. Additional desired information, again, the weather, moon phase, the sign, and so on. Immediate report, how it felt, how it went, and so on. And then any notes regarding changes or future ideas. And then again, leave space for later reflection for feedback. And then we get into part 2. So this is part 2. Part 2, it just says the next part of the book is yours. In the following pages, you'll be able to collect your own information as you work. This is where you can record your rituals, divinations, spells, and their results, and build on the information from part 1. Recording your practice is a valuable tool for spiritual development. Not only can you review older material and see how your process has evolved, but you can also track specific trends and various topics that engage you at different times. Reviewing also allows you to understand how certain aspects of your practice have fallen out of use, enabling you to either rediscover them or formally choose to let them go. And then it just says, enjoy your journey. And now it's all like this whole, minus this back page here. Let's just, yeah. So this whole section here is just all blank for you to write, which is amazing. I love it. It has like a little border around it. Some of them have like I think they call it like a water print in the middle of the page. I don't know if you can see it. And then it's a water print and a border. It's a really, really good book. It really caught my eye, and I like the idea of it kind of explaining and helping and guiding you into writing in a book of shadows and your grimoire, you know, whatever you choose to call it. Some people believe there is a difference between the two. Some people say they're the same thing. So to each his own. There's no right or wrong way. I personally, that's something I need to work on myself, is writing my spells down. I tend to just kind of do them, and then that's kind of it. So now I really need to start writing my spells and rituals. The only rituals that I really write down are the ones that I do in my community, and that's generally because I'm usually the one that invokes the goddess that we're working with, and casting and uncasting the circle, and calling in and releasing of the directions. So I'm the one that predominantly does that all the time. I kind of always feel called to doing that. So that kind of tends to be that part of the ritual that I write down. So I always write all of that out ahead of time. And I have my book of shadows for my rituals for calling in the directions. I have it set. So but other than that, like I don't write anything else down. And lately I've kind of been called to start working on a book of shadows and my grimoire and start kind of developing it, just so I have like a go-to where it's like, you know, somebody calls me or messages me and says, hey, you know, I really need something for protection, like, you know, so I can actually sit and I can do, you know, like a protection socket for them, or, you know, a protection amulet like I have up here, which I can't get down right now. Let's see if I can tilt my camera. That I have hanging up here, which is one that I had did from, which is for protection. I just want to fix this now that I went and fiddled around with it. There we go. Maybe not. Let's not look at my chin. There we go. You know, so that way I can literally pull my book of shadows or grimoire book out and turn right to that page and be like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to set up. This is the incantation that I need to say, you know, that kind of thing. So I really need to start kind of putting that together. And also I have two daughters that practice, and you know, yes, they are developing their own book of shadows, but they do come up and ask me for guidance and, hey mommy, like you know, what do I need to do for this, or can you help me for that? You know, this way, you know, I can literally just pull my book of shadows out and be like, okay, I've done this spell, this is what I've done, this is what you need, this is what you have to set up for, this is the incantation to say for it, you know, that kind of thing, instead of actually have to pulling my spell book out, you know, and going through, you know, I have ones that I've specifically tried myself, and, you know, because I do have a few spell books here, you know, that I've bought in, you know, the bookstore and stuff like that, and some of them I have used their spells and they have worked. Okay, so that's enough about that book. So the other book that I got, because I didn't have any books on it, but I have done a few candle magic spells, just because they've came in some subscription boxes that I've had, and I really like making candles. I used to make them years ago, but I really like candle magic. So I bought this book, which is literally all you know, information on candle magic, different things that you would need, you know, if you're infusing 2 different candles, you know, if you're doing one like let's say for enemies, so like this one, it shows you it's got 2 candles. So you're literally cutting 2 different colored type candles in half, and then you're going to kind of fuse them back together, melt them back together, and you're going to have you know, the person's name, like let's say it's some enemies that you have that's causing you harm, or, you know, malicious gossip, that kind of thing, and you want that type of gossip to stop. You know, it shows you how to do that, and that's what I like. Like, I really like that. It's a bunch of different things in here. It's got number correlations in here, you know, making magic candles, days of the week that it's good for, times of the day, you know, sunrise, noon, sunset, midnight, working with the moon astrology, you know, so it gives all the astrology signs and, you know, the phases of the moon, like everything. engraving sigils or names in your spell, like I was saying, for like gossip. You know, there's one for gossip, you know, malicious gossip. And so you know, like if there's like 2 or 3 people, you know, that you know are continuously gossiping about you and talking malicious about you behind your back, you know, you would engrave their names on one half of the candle, and then the other half of the candle you would engrave something else. You infuse the candles together so that they're now melted and connected, and then you would light the candle and then let the candle burn. And then you could put corresponding herbs, corresponding crystals. You can do it with like a moon phase, that kind of thing. There's just so much in that book. And geez, I think I was in that bookstore for over an hour, probably close to 2 hours. I was in there because I'm very specific for what I'm looking for in books. So that's why it's very hard for me to buy books online unless I actually know what's in the book, but they didn't have it. Or like I had seen the book previously, but they didn't have it in the bookstore anymore. And then I would order online. Or if one of my daughters happens to have the book and I really like the book, then I'll order the book for myself, right? Because then I kind of read it on my time. And then I got, oh, sorry, I did get myself a little treat. They actually have a little coffee shop, and it's a vegan coffee shop attached to them. That sells pastry. Sorry, guys, I forgot that was in there. So this is a little coffee and pastry video. So I picked up a few little candles. I know my daughters are going to watch this video and be like, Mom, you just stockpiled on candles. But I didn't have as many as I thought I did in my head. So, and it's candles that I know that I'm going to be using. So my 2 silver candles, which represent the moon, and it's represents the goddess, which represents feminine energy, which is silver. And then I got 2 green candles because I want to do 2 money spell candles for each of my daughters, and then some red candles, because for some reason I thought I had more red than what I did. So I like to be ahead, because sometimes my daughters will either come upstairs or they'll FaceTime me from their bedrooms, because it's a lot of work to come upstairs apparently. So, Mommy, I really need a red candle, or I really need a yellow candle. Do you have any? So I always try to have extra, because a lot of times they come and shop at my store. That's what I call it. Same thing for my incense. Sorry, that was my lavender bundle, because we were cleansing downstairs before our Astara activities. Yeah, okay, so I will get to the crystals. So these are ones that I actually don't have. And I collect crystals because I actually like to work with all of their energies. So anytime I go into any type of a metaphysical store, I always go straight to the crystals. Sometimes I don't end up buying any of them, but I look, because a lot of the times as I'm reading them, a crystal will jump out at me, and it's like my energy and my intuition is like, oh honey, we need that crystal, we need to have that one. So I buy it, because a lot of times there's a purpose or a reason why I buy it. It may not be that day, could be the next day, could be a week, 2 weeks, a month, 6 months down the road, and something will come up where I need that specific type of crystal, and I have it. So these were the crystals that I was called to purchase. Now, the only thing I wish that this establishment had, oh boy, I don't know why my voice keeps cracking. Well, I mean, I do. It's very warm here, so it's my allergies. Is I wish that they had the little cue cards that you can grab along with the crystals. Just for like a quick reference, but I mean, for me, it's not a big deal because I have a crystal Bible here. So I'm pretty sure I've seen all of these in here. But like somebody who, you know, may not have this book, I mean, yes, you can find the information online, but I mean, I did make the suggestion that maybe they should carry the little cue cards just for that purpose. So the first one that I have on this little list here is a dragon stone. So it's kind of like a green and red kind of flick in here. It's really, really pretty. It literally looks almost like a reptile type of like skin. So dragonstone. Let's look at my beautiful crystal Bible here. Hopefully it's in here. I have dragon's blood, so I'm wondering if that's the same thing. 115. We will find out in one sec. The other thing you guys will find, sometimes crystals will have multiple names, but they're the same crystal or the same stone. Dragon's blood, 115. It's happened to me a few times, and then I look and I'm like, well, that's the same thing that I have, but it's literally just because it has multiple names. So, oh, whoops, yeah, that's not it. Is it? Bro. No, it's not actually. Oh, interesting. So I'm going to have to actually look online for that one, and my laptop needs to be charged, so I won't be able to look up that one now. But I do plan on doing another crystal talk session again with another different set of crystals, which I would be incorporating these ones as well. So I'll have the more information on that one because I can't think off the top of my head what the properties were for, but it's not the same as the dragon's blood in here. So the next one is Preonite, which is this beautiful crystal right here. If you guys can see it, it's got like little flecks of like a darker kind of green in there. So let's look that one up. Okay. There we go, Preonite, 220. All right, Preonite, green, yellow, white, brown, which is like the colors. Attributes. Serene Preonite is a stone of unconditional love and the crystal to heal the healer. It enhances the visualization process and induces deep meditation in which the higher self is contacted. When meditating with this crystal, you are put in touch with the universe's energy grid. It is said to connect to the Archangel Raphael and to other spiritual and extraterrestrial beings. Preonite enhances precognition and inner knowing. It is a stone that enables you always to be prepared no matter what. Attuning to divine energy. Preonite enhances prophecy and shows you the way forward for your spiritual growth. This crystal seals the auroric field in a protective shield of divine energy. It is a useful stone for gridding as it claims the environment and brings peace and protection. It is an excellent stone for placing in the garden, and preonite helps you to make your home into a healing sanctuary for yourself. This stone teaches how to be in harmony with nature and the elemental forces, revitalizing and renewing your surroundings. A good feng shui stone. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I know what it means and what it's saying, but whether or not I'm articulating it properly is another thing. Preonite is helpful for decluttering, helping you to let go of possessions you no longer need and to organize what you keep in an appropriate way. It aids those who hoard possessions or love because of an inner lack. This may well come from past life experiences of deprivation and poverty or lack of love. With preonite's assistance, trust in the universe is restored and the soul once again believes in divine manifestation. Psychologically, preonite alleviates nightmares, phobias, and deep fears, uncovering and healing the dis-ease that creates them. It is beneficial for hyperactive children and the karmic cause that underline the condition. Healing. Preonite is useful for diagnosis, going to the root cause. It is healing for the kidneys and bladder, thymus gland, shoulders, chest, and lungs. It treats gout and blood disorders, repairs the connective tissue in the body, and can stabilize malignancy. Okay, place or hold as appropriate. For prophecy, visualization, and guidance, place on the third eye. So that was for this lovely stone here, her crystal. And then we have Shugnite, which is this one here. Alright, I apologize in advance, guys. This video is going to be a little longer. So, there we go. I know it's in here because I remember seeing it. guys. I'm just gonna... I know I've seen it in here, but for some reason I can't seem to find it in Sodalite. Interesting. I know I've seen it in here. Where did I see it though? Maybe it was up here. Alrighty. I know sometimes some of the stones and crystals will be under the same family of crystals, like the Apache one, which is under obsidian. It's in the obsidian family. So I'm just wondering if maybe the same thing is with the Shugnite. So I just want to see. Black obsidian. Obsidian. Apache tier, no, I guess not. Onyx. I'll have to look at my other book, but I know it's in here. So I'm just gonna go to the next one, which is Apache tier. So Apache tier is in the family of the obsidian. So let me just do this. So I'm gonna use my page. So this is the Apache tier. As you can see, you can kind of see through it a bit. I'm trying to shine it a bit in the light. Yeah, so appearance is small, often smooth and water-worn, translucent when held to light. So when it's down, it looks black, but as soon as you hold it up into the light, it's translucent. So additional properties, Apache tier is a form of black obsidian, but it is much gentler in its effects. It still brings up negativity, but does so slowly so that it can be transmuted. An Apache tier is excellent for absorbing negative energy and for protecting the aura. It grounds and cleanses the earth chakra. Apache tier is so named because it is believed to shed tears in times of sorrow. It comforts grief, provides insight into the source of distress, and relieves long-held grievances. This stone stimulates analytical capabilities and promotes forgiveness. An Apache tier will remove self-limitations and increase spontaneity. Healing, it enhances assimilation of vitamin C and D, removes toxins from the body, and calms muscle spasms. Position, men at abdomen, women at the breast. And then I have cat's eye. So I'm going to look at my other book for the Suge Knight, because I know I have it in one of these books. So I just need to get back into my index here. AB cat's eye 83. There we go. Cat's eye has magical properties. So this is the cat's eye. Let me see if I can fix this light. I'm just gonna try and make it a little bit brighter. So this is the cat's eye. And cat's eye has magical properties. It is a grounding stone, but stimulates the intuition. It dispels negative energy from the aura and provides protection. It brings confidence, happiness, serenity, and good luck. Cat's eye treats eye disorders and improves night vision. It relieves headaches and facial pain. Wear on the right hand side of the body. And then I obviously got my hematite ring because I, for some reason, felt the need and the call to have one. My other one broke. There is a saying that when your crystal breaks, like if it's in a ring form, is because it's absorbed all that it can absorb anymore. So I'm just gonna look and see in my other crystal book here for Suge Knight, because I know it's in one of my books because I remember seeing it. So, and this book, unfortunately, I don't think it has an index. Oh, maybe. There we go. It does. I lied. Suge Knight 22. There we go. Suge Knight. I knew I seen it somewhere. Okay, so Suge Knight is the chakra element, is the root. Sorry, I'm just kind of... Okay, it purifies and detoxifies the body. Made of almost pure carbon, it's one of the only natural minerals to contain fullerness, particular carbon molecules, which may have antioxidant properties and be of potential use in the treatment of cancer. Suge Knight is therefore attracting plenty of interest as the subject of research. It shields you from all electromagnetic frequencies and geopathic stress, all forms of negative energy around you, transmuting it into something positive that the body can use. It may even protect you from bacteria. Okay. Clean it. Clean it and add it to water to make high vibrational protective water to drink. I find its vibration gentle enough for sensitive people. Hold it to your heart and say, I am protected, I am safe, and it will hold that intention for you. Shugnite placed by electrical equipment, phones, computers, and TVs will block those rays from reaching you. A crystal that intrigues me. Shugnite is more mineral than crystal. Some say that one day it will be valued as highly as gold. Recently, I am seeing it everywhere, which is a telltale sign that as a collective consciousness, we need its protective energy. For me, it's a master protector, a grounding, strong, ancient healer. Which only allows positive and useful energies to reach my aura. So it's another protective stone, basically, which, I mean, when you start working with crystals, you'll notice that a lot of the darker stones, like black stones, are generally protective stones. They all pretty much protect you, but some of them will have other attributes to them. So Shugnite, along with a few other ones, it absorbs negative energy and then transmutes it to you as a positive energy, for positivity. So that's the crystals that I got. So I have to cleanse those. Which I have shown you guys how to cleanse your oracle cards, cleanse your crystals, any of your altar tools, anything like that. I showed you guys on that. I do have a video on here for that. And I got a new oracle deck. It's Moonology Oracle cards. It's a 44 card deck and guidebook. It is by Yasmin Bolin, artwork by Ninx Rowan. So I'm pretty sure this deck has been out for a little while. But it's funny because I always, well, any metaphysical store I go into, I always look at the tarot cards, I always look at the oracle cards and stuff like that, as I'm very called to all types of divination. And I mean, you go to any witch's home, and she's definitely going to have more than one tarot deck. I know somebody that has, I think, like over 80 like tarot deck and oracle cards kind of combined. And I actually work with all my decks, and I'll change them up. Sometimes I'll be doing or going to do a reading for somebody, and my intuition will actually tell me, no, we're going to use the Rider Waite Smith tarot deck, or no, we're going to use this deck. And I'll actually listen to my my intuition. If I don't listen to my intuition, and more than likely my spirit guide's telling me, I'll start doing the reading for that particular person, and the reading will just be really wonky and will not make sense. And I'll be like, okay, yeah, that's because that's not the deck that I'm supposed to be using. I'm supposed to be using this deck, so I should have listened the first time. So that's why, I don't know. I'm very drawn to decks, and if I'm drawn to it and it pulls me, I'll buy it. And funny thing is this particular deck was actually hidden behind like 6 other Oracle decks. And I have a few tarot decks. I don't have as many Oracle decks. And 2 of the Oracle decks that I have here, I don't really resonate too much with. So I don't really work with them that much. But I work with them with my son, because my son really enjoys those 2 decks. So I'll work with him with it. And now my younger daughter has just started expressing an interest to me in having a card pulled for herself as well. So I'll be kind of gradually kind of incorporating her into it now. So anyways, I was looking for another Oracle deck to kind of work with, you know, something different than the one, you know, the 2 that I have here that I predominantly work with. And one of them that I have here isn't technically an Oracle deck. It's a tarot deck, but it has the feeling of an Oracle deck. And that's actually coming from the lady who designed the deck itself. So anyways, I'm looking at all the different Oracle decks there, and I was like, oh, okay. And I had the Oracle deck that actually matches my tarot deck that I predominantly work with every day for myself, which is the Everyday Witch. They have like a matching Oracle deck with them. My second oldest daughter has the Oracle deck to this tarot deck. And yep, you're going to be difficult. That's cool. So you'll just sit right here then. And I had it in my hand, but like I just had it in my hand because it was the last one, but it wasn't really like, you know, pulling me to like, hey, you know, we're purchasing this today. So I'm kind of going through all the Oracle decks and, you know, kind of moving and shuffling them around. And this deck, the only one, was sitting there, and I was like, oh my God. And it just like, hello, purchase me, we need to work together. And I held on to that. Like, I held on to the box, and just the energy exchange. And I was like, yep, so we're buying this today. And I just put it right on the counter right away with the crystals that I had picked up. So I'm excited to work with this deck, actually. So that's what the box looks like. This is what the inside of the box looks like. Let the moon be your guide. And I mean, just the moon itself really attracted me. I'm very much love, you know, working with the moon, stars, and stuff like that. So this is the little guidebook. So it's just black and white. It's not like a colored, which is fine. It's black and white. At least it has the little thumbprint of the card. A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. So it gives you, yeah, attuned to the moon. Additional meanings for this card. The teaching. So it gives you, it's like I guess a page and a half. So you have like a little kind of blurb here, and then like a full page here on the card itself. So the contents, it says introduction, what these cards are for, blessing the cards, wisdom of the moon, the phases of the moon, working with the cards, how the deck is structured, interpreting the cards, the elements, working with the card spreads. And then it says the moon phases. So moon phase cards. So it looks like they're divided up into different sections, which is why it's, what, 42, I think it was. Yeah, 44, sorry. So we have the first section is moon phase cards, which is new moon, waxing crescent moon, first quarter moon, gibbous moon, full moon, disseminating moon, third quarter moon, balsamic moon. And then we have new moon cards. So it's has all the astrology signs for it. So like new moon in Aries, new moon in Taurus. So it goes through all of the astrology signs. Then we have the full moon cards, basically the same thing, goes through all the astrology signs. Special moon cards, so new moon eclipse, full moon eclipse, waxing moon, waning moon, void of course moon, cardinal moon, fixed moon, mutable moon, super moon, blue moon, south node, north node. And then just about the artist and about the author. So it kind of tells you how to kind of bless the cards and put your energy into the cards, which I have discussed in my video that's on here, I believe, for like a tarot kind of 101 type thing. If you have the option of carrying your cards with you, I don't, as I'm a cashier. So I will sleep with these cards under my pillow and kind of work with them every day, right? So like I'll do a card pull every day with them, have them under my pillow to sleep with them. So that way it puts my energy on the cards. Okay, so how the deck is structured. The deck is divided into 4 parts, each representing the unfolding story of the 8 main monthly moon phases. So we have the moon phase cards. These show the 8 phases of the lunar months as described in the table on page 10. So that switches this here, your moon phase cycle here. So it tells you there are 8 main moon phases and each has its own keywords. So new moon, clean slate, potential, dreams, waxing, crescent moon, courage, moving forwards, faith, and then it kind of goes through all of them. New moon cards. The 12 new moon cards bring an energy of newness and beginnings as they pass through each sign of the zodiac. Full moon cards, basically the same thing. The 12 full moon cards herald climaxes and conclusions in each sign of the zodiac. Special moon cards, the wild cards, so they call them wild cards in here, mark standout, sometimes unexpected situations. They are new moon eclipse, full moon eclipse, waxing moon, waning moon, void of course moon, cardinal moon, fixed moon, mutable moon, super moon, blue moon, south node, and north node. Interpreting the cards. So it's basically just, you know, for interpreting. Overall interpretation, on each card you will find the overarching likely answer to your question. This encapsulates the energies of the card and the message it is sending to you. The cards are predictive, so will tell you what your thoughts and feelings are currently creating and where they will take you. You'll be given ideas to harness the energies of the card if you're happy with it, and how to change things if you're not. Additional meanings. Can every single interpretation in each card's additional meanings apply to you? Probably not. In fact, some of the additional meanings listed may even appear contradictory at times. But astrology covers everything, so you need to understand all the possibilities each card brings. Every moon phase has various meanings, and you will need to be honest with yourself and decode the one that you feel versely is for you. And then attune to the moon, affirmations and guidance to help you manifest, complete, release, or remove whatever you need to make positive changes in your life. The teaching, then it has like the element. As in astrology, Moonology uses the 4 main elements: fire, earth, air, and water. Each element brings its own qualities and is assigned to 3 star signs. So fire, intense, suggesting heat lies ahead. So then it has Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Oh, it's okay, mamas. Sorry, my puppy's having some little puppy dreams. You okay, my mummies? Hey, my mamas. Earth, grounded and promises stability, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, which I am a Capricorn. That's my sun sign. So air is asks you to apply your intellect or logic, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. My moon is in Gemini. Water, emotional, and asks you to sense your feelings. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, which my rising is in Cancer. And my sun sign is Capricorn. And then it gives you some card spreads. I think every Oracle or Tarot deck always has the Celtic spread, the Celtic cross. Then we have a 3-card spread. So this one, yeah, past, present, future. So card 1, the past; card 2, the present; card 3, the future. I've never done a 3-card spread for Oracle, to be honest. I always do it with the Tarot. It might be something I might try. New moon 3-card spread. To do this spread at the time of the new moon or as soon after it as you can before it changes face. The new moon is a time for new starts. As you select the cards, think about the coming month and ask the divine to guide you to cards that will help you understand the energies that lie ahead. The layout will also work if you ask a specific question about the month ahead. So card 1, what's rising up in me? Card 2, the main message this new moon. Card 3, the final outcome. Then we have full moon 3-card spread. Basically the same thing. Do this spread at the time of the full moon or as soon after it as you can. Though it matters less than it does with the new moon, whether you do it before or after. As you choose the cards, you can either ask a specific question or ask the divine for general guidance at this time. So card 1, what's falling away and what do I need to forgive? Card 2, what's the illuminated full moon showing me? Card 3, what comes next? And then there's one for the waxing moon 4-card spread. The waxing moon is the time from the new moon to the full moon, a period of approximately 2 weeks when the moon appears to be growing in size every night. This is the time for working with gusto towards your goals. And the cards in this spread reflect that. Think about your number one aim of the moment, and then one by one, place your chosen cards face down in this layout. So that's the layout there for that one. So card 1, what's rising up in me between now and the full moon? Card 2, what's the solution to any challenge I face now? Card 3, the advice. Card 4, the final outcome. Then they have one for the waning moon 4-card spread. Same thing, except that the waning moon is more about release. So card 1, what do I need to release? Card 2, what will help me? Card 3, what will help me to accept and surrender? Card 4, the final outcome. And then it goes into all the cards. So let's check out the cards now. That's the inside of the box. And let's just pop open this. I did read some reviews on the cards. I always tend to read reviews. One person did make a comment about, yes, I did just shuffle them, so I probably put them all out of order now. One review did say something about the cards kind of sticking a bit and being a little bit hard to shuffle. That's why I was trying to see about the shuffling thing. But she did say that she took a fabric softener sheet, you know, the dryer sheets, and she rubbed it over each card, and it completely eliminated that kind of static cling. I was just seeing if it had any on it, but it seems to be okay. Some of them do kind of stick together a bit, but so I may do that and see. But now that I've went and shuffled them all, so this one is Fixed Moon, Hold Your Vision. So this is the back of the cards. So it's all the moon phase, and this is the front. So that's that card there. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. I really like the cardstock is nice. It's not too thick and it's not too thin. It's kind of like a matte kind of finish. Communication is key. New moon in Gemini. Okay, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Sorry, I'm just making sure. A time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. A new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. A new start is coming. New moon. Have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. And I loved this past waxing crescent moon was literally like, I lie here in my bed and that's all I could see out my window was that waxing moon. It was beautiful. It was literally like a beautiful little white sliver in the sky. Your commitment is being tested. First quarter moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. Gibbous moon. Yeah, so we're going to start dropping stuff. That's great. Surrender to the divine. Full moon. Take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. Adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. I really love the artwork of these cards. They're beautiful. A time for healing. Balsamic moon. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Both of my sons are Aries. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. The energy is gaining momentum. Waxing moon. What do you need to release? Waning moon or waning moon, depending on how you pronounce it. Nothing will come of this situation. Void of course moon. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. Balance spirituality and practicality. Full moon in Pisces. I have one of my daughters that's a Pisces. And I have one that is a Taurus. And one that is Aquarius. Expect powerful change. New moon eclipse. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. Bring love into the situation. New moon in Aquarius. Meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. The answers you need are coming. Full moon in Gemini. We're almost there, guys. A personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. My husband and my son-in-law are both Cancer. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. And a win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Behold and make the first move. Cardinal moon. Beautiful moon. Beautiful starry sky. Beautiful trees in the background. Emotions are running high. Super moon. Believe in the impossible. The blue moon. Don't let your past hold you back. South node. Step out of your comfort zone. North node. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. You can see the moon is controlling the water, the waves, which people, I mean, I'm pretty sure most people know that the moon controls the water. So, alrighty. So I have, there it is, my Palo Santo. Incense here. Lighter. So I'm just going to do a little shuffle. I just want to kind of cleanse them a little first here. So there's different ways, like I said before, you can do a card, do it card by card for cleansing. You know, we literally pick up each individual card and cleanse them. I just kind of do whatever feels right with me at that particular moment that I'm doing it. Some of my cards I have done literally card by card, and then other ones I kind of divided the deck up into little tiny sections and I've done it. So alrighty, space is cleansed. Just gonna put this in my big cauldron here. Oops. As my tarot deck kind of flies everywhere. When you're working with cleansing sticks, smudge sticks, never leave them unattended. Like, you always want to make sure that all the fire is put out, because it will continue to smoke and then can potentially cause a fire, essentially. So you can have sand, like a little dish with sand in it to put it out. One more little piece, and like the tiniest little flame will continue it to keep burning. So you just want to make sure it's not still burning, like it still is, which means there's one somewhere inside here. Out. Oh, I see you right there. Out. Come on. Out you go. There we go. So I usually just kind of hold it up. Make sure it's not still smoking. I have seen some people use water. I mean, to each his own. I don't personally recommend it. Just because after, it's going to create mold, right? Because this is going to get wet, and even with it drying out. I have tried it to see. I don't particularly like it myself. I have done the sand, but I had said previously in a previous video, I have cats that sometimes like to venture on here. Not very often, but sometimes, and there was a few times where they did it, and I had sand everywhere. And it took me forever to clean it all up. So I just, that's how I do it. I use my cauldron to put it out. So I'm just lighting an incense right now. This is a Palo Santo incense. Another word for Palo Santo is holy wood. So I'm just gonna move my beautiful wand here and rest my wand there. I do break off the tip here a bit. I find sometimes the stick is too long, and then it just kind of makes it go all over the place, and then the ashes go all over the place. So, all right. Oh, yeah, that's nice. I got some ashes in my coffee. Ugh, of course. Alrighty. So I'm just gonna do a little quick card pull in, just so we can kind of see what the meanings are, and also kind of see how these guys shuffle. So they're not overly big oracle decks. A little bit bigger than your, traditional tarot. Let's just hold one up here. So just a little bit bigger than your traditional tarot, but not too big. Like, these are the Halloween Oracle deck. So, I mean, it's a little bit smaller than that one because this one I found is a larger. So, I mean, it's a good size Oracle deck. Let's see. Shuffle's pretty nice. Let's see if I can shuffle it this way. All right, so well, mine don't seem to be really sticking too much, so they seem to be shuffling very nicely, actually. Yeah, they seem to shuffle beautifully, actually. I don't have any issues with the shuffling at all. All right, guys, so let's pull a card and see. So what do we have? Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. So let's see. This is just like a little kind of trial. See what like the meaning is, you know. So do we have a quick reference? We do. Full moon in Taurus, page 70. All right, so let's see what it says. All right, sometimes you need to weave a bit of magic, and sometimes you need to be practical, and sometimes you need to find a combination of the two. This card suggests that this is where you are now. You need to use the laws of attraction to draw in what you want by imagining it, expecting it, welcoming it. But you need to balance that with taking down to earth steps towards your goals. This isn't about wishing on the moon and hoping for the best. It's about making something like a list of bullet points about how to achieve your dreams. If you're asking about money, this card heralds a change of financial fortunes, depending on both your past actions and what you're expecting and therefore attracting. Attune to the moon. Write down 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. Additional meanings for this card. Laziness could explain your current situation. If so, change that and own it. Chasing money doesn't work. You need to chase a dream. Jealousy or envy create negative energy and attract negativity. More exercise is called for. The teaching. The full moon in Taurus is a time to get back to earth, to get grounded, to work through any negative feelings you've been dealing with, and to find a balance between being passionate and being overly intense. Money issues may come to a head at the time of the full moon in Taurus, but you can take this card as a sign to pay more attention to your cash flow no matter when you draw it. So it gives you a pretty good information and kind of rundown of the card and interpretations. Additional meanings for this card. I like the attune. Write down 10 things that you know are wonderful about you. Like this one, a fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Attune to the moon. Be nice, be kind, smile, and be polite as you navigate to where you want to be. Like, I like that. That's really, yeah, attuned to the moon. This one is new moon in Aquarius. Explore the idea that it's not what you know, but whom you know. Like, I like this. So, my overall thoughts, I really like the cards. I really love the artwork of the cards. I love the backing, the moon phase. I like the cardstock. It's good. I really like the matte finish. I didn't have any issues with the cards sticking or being like having a lot of like static cling to them. They fit really nice in my hands. I can actually shuffle them this way, as to oppose like some of my other ones. I kind of have to shuffle them this way. I really like the information that they give you in the guidebook. There's quite a bit of information in here. I like some of the card spreads in here. I'm actually going to, once I get more connected and work with the cards more, definitely going to try out some of these card spreads that are in here. Yeah, definitely happy that I followed my intuition and picked up these cards, because I wasn't planning on picking up any new decks. I just, every time I go into any metaphysical stores, I always kind of take a gander at their tarot card selections and oracle card selections and, you know, things like that. And I wasn't, you know, going there with the intention of picking up an oracle deck, but I was looking for a new oracle deck. But didn't think I was actually going to end up picking one up. And then this particular oracle deck kind of jumped out at me. So, very pleased with my purchase, and can't wait to really start working with these cards and incorporating them into my daily tarot card pulls and my readings for my clients outside, like outside of my home. So yeah, I'm excited and pleased. Yay. Apologize for the video being long, but this was, you know, it was purchases that I did, so wanted to let you guys know a little bit of information about the crystals that new crystals that I added to the collection. Obviously a little review of the oracle deck that I got, and you know, kind of an outline of the 2 books that I purchased. And yeah, so I hope you guys like the video. Oh, my light just went out. I think it's just plug itself. I think there's a timer on this light, actually. Sometimes I wonder. No, I think it's just because my adapter, because it uses a little phone adapter. So the plug is kind of hot. So that is fine. I still have enough sunlight. So if you like my video, hit the like and subscribe button. If you like the contents that I'm bringing to this channel, obviously hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification button so that way you guys will get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you have any comments, feel free put them in the comment box down below. If you guys have worked with these cards, these particular oracle cards, the Moonology Oracle cards, let me know what you guys think. Let me know your experiences working with this particular oracle deck. And same thing with the crystals that I mentioned. If you guys have these particular crystals and stones and you guys have been working with them, let me know what your experiences are working with these particular crystals and stones. And you know, anything else that you guys want to comment down below. As I always say, just make sure your comments are positive. I only encourage positive feedback, positive comments, nothing, you know, vulgar or hateful or hurtful or anything like that, as a lot of the times my son is on this channel with me recording, but he also subscribes to my channel, so he watches the videos as soon as I upload them. He likes to watch them because he likes to watch himself in the videos. So I mean, you know, he is going to be 11, so clearly he knows how to read, and I don't want my son, or anybody else for that matter, to be reading any kind of negativity or negative comments or, you know, rude or disrespectful comments. So keep it positive, keep it light, and thank you guys for watching, and be safe. Love, light, and magic. Talk to you guys later.